Okay, so this is our sourcing logistics sheet, Mr. Mehboob. We just make
Yeah.
sure that we gather data of every of our relevant suppliers to make sure that we just find them out. At the same time, we just write each and every specification of them. If I'll be just checking you, making you check that slide, factory codes. In this slide, we make sure that we gather data of every of our top-notch supplier. One thing is for sure, just coming into the private label business is something which we actually consider, and on the other hand, we need to make sure that our supply credibility is actually quite good. Because sir, you know what, quality of the product is actually going to determine our performance in the market, such as it is going to affect our rating, reviews, and everything. So the one literally criteria which we actually follow is we actually check on our supply diamonds. You can see out here.
I'm a supplier or not, right?
Let me just zoom it in. Can you just see here?
Yeah, yeah. I can see.
Okay, so we actually just consider suppliers who have a good trade assurance, as well as their supplier age is should be not more than 3 or 4 years. The diamond should be more than two. You can just see out here. This is one of the product we have actually sourced. At the same time, we make sure that our supply transaction level should be above 50,000 or 100,000. That literally proves the
Okay.
supply is credible. Because once we are investing in supply, we need to make sure that we go long term with them. So that is the actual criteria we follow. We checked out each and every supplier and gather the information here, and we continuously
Hmm?
conduct negotiations with our clients and partners to make sure that we make them aware that what is going on and what is the sample images they are providing us. Because sir, the more clear picture we're gonna see, the more better decision we're gonna make. So we actually just segregate portions such as MOQ. For what MOQ we are going, usually we just initially we go with the MOQ of around 300 to 500 units, because the less units you'll be testing, the much better it is for us to actually get the real picture of the product, such as how many pieces the product is getting, such as storage fee, what is the storage fee. We actually spy all of the data through profitability calculation of our competitor analysis, but we actually gather that data here as well in this factory code sheet. You can check it out. Value addition, what value addition we are actually giving, total price in USD, what our price value is, what is the product weight, as well as gross margins we are attaining. On the other hand, we actually just separate the portion of lead times of supplier, such as how much lead time they have, 30 days, 40 days, 15 days, sometimes payment terms. So every thick and thin details will be mentioning in the factory codes to actually analyze that how much credible and how much trustable is our supplier is, because it is an investment for us in private label business. On the other hand,
Yeah.
if we go on to the final landing cost area, there we actually determine and check every bit of calculation and configuration through Amazon calculator, Amazon FBA calculator, as well as we have got several tools. One of them is Helium 10 right now, which is working quite fine with us. We actually deduce and predict our FBA fee in that. We check on the product weight of our competitors. We can just get that from supplier as well. It is not a big deal for sure. So on the basis of that, we actually try to get that what margins we are actually attaining. Our criteria usually is that on the lowest or on the stable price, we try to conserve margin of 31%. So once if market has some tendency to get a bit cluttered or bit fluctuating in a negative way, we actually have enough margins on the lowest price as well. So that's how.
Mhm.
Yes, so that's how our sourcing sheet works, because we need to make sure we offer competitive pricing, and that is the ultimate goal to achieve success for sure. Because pricing is something which we need to rely on initially. We don't even have a
Mhm.
sufficient reviews. So you got my point here.
Mhm.
So these are the
Yeah.
two main things: factory cost, final landing cost, in which we deduced our best of the suppliers out there, their transaction, their credibility, and in final landing
Mhm.
cost, we actually find out that how much margins we are attaining and we are looking forward to on lowest price. I will just show you the pricing analysis sheet as well. There are a lot of sheets in this tab, so I will
Yeah,
just
so
explain
it's
them.
okay. So as you are working for 6 years, so I think this sheet or sheets are very is not very important for you, because whenever you look some product, you can easily understand what could be the outcome,
Obviously,
right? Okay,
obviously.
if you, yeah, whenever you go to the Alibaba, you can see just couple of clicks how many transaction he made.
Obviously.
He's a verified or trusted supplier or not.
Hmm.
Yeah, for that you don't have to maintain all the time sheets, because you already have the quite extensive experience on that, I believe, right?
Hmm.
So this is not always important to maintain, but the most important thing to maintain is like searching the product perfectly, communicating the supplier, and how minimum cost we can purchase the product. So this is important for me. And is it possible for the private label with our own mark or not? Which is really, otherwise, lots of people trying to hijack the listing and everything. And initially, how many quantity you starts with when you start some project from the sketch?
Initially, we just start with 300 units, sir, because we need to make sure that we actually go with the safest of the MOQ. So we just actually judge and testify our initial inventory, that how well it is performing. Because first inventory, usually we try to get rankings on it. We try to make sure that we just order less inventory as possible to conserve margin, as well as just participate in the market as well. That if we're gonna just order 1,000 units, what if someday that market gets actually fluctuates? Most of our inventory, such as 600 or 700 units in bag, can actually get wasted, and we tend to get long-term storage pieces of Amazon. So that is something which we worry about. So we have a criteria of just ordering 300 MOQ maximum, to make sure that we testify our inventory in that particular market. On the other hand, if you're talking about the hijackers and other stuff, we have got several team on that. Like trademark registry team is just handled by other of my colleague, and he literally just gonna check out that what is the pros and cons. He will just register the brand, and simply he will just try to negate those hijackers to invade on our listing. There is a separate team out there who's working on that part. Once we will just select the product, we're gonna just go through that detailed product validation sheet. And yesterday I've already provided enough insights of that, that how we actually refine and how we actually try to capitalize the opportunity, and what factors we are looking for. Such as, if you just like me to do it, we can review it again, or else I can just send you in the DM or in the group, so you can actually study it, that how we actually work. Because for our clients, it is just something which they need to sure about, that they actually go through that stuff as well.